up, and welcome back to Opposites Attract Podcast. This is Sonja Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, everybody? How is your day?
How is your week?
How is your life?
Going.
And today,
make sure you guys go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. Share it with the people that you know. When you guys go to our website, you'll be able to see ways that you can follow the podcast, our social media. You can watch the podcast there. You can listen to it there. And you'll also see ways that you can support the show. And the first thing that's going to pop up when you go to our website, if you give it a second, our resource list pops up. And if you enter your name and email, you can download that for free. And the resource list is?
It is a list of audiobooks, videos,
podcasts, just a list of different things that we've watched, that we've listened to, that helped us
in our marriage.
Yeah, helped us in our marriage, changed our mind about things, maybe opened our mind to new things, Yeah, so it's something that has really helped us out. And you guys can download that for free by going to the website. And also, it's a good way for us to be able to stay in touch with you guys if something was to happen and we get taken off of whatever platform we're on. And you guys still want to listen to what we're doing and they take us down, then we can get a hold of you.
I just noticed you shrugging your shoulders. So I'm like, oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thanksgiving's over.
Yes.
And now we're on to Christmas.
It went by, well, either way. Once you hit 25, the rest of your years
25
just go by so fast. Yes.
That's when it's starting to become like it's
21
over.
21 was, it seemed like it was still good, but I don't know. 25 was.
That's when it's all downhill from 25.
I did not say that. I said time goes by very fast. Yeah. But our son has recognized that as well.
I think he's one of the few kids that would say something like he does say, like, time's going by fast.
He really He does.
You don't usually hear kids
never remember saying that as a kid.
Yeah.
Normally it's like it's not going by fast enough. I want Christmas to be here. Right?
Yeah.
Like counting down the days.
Yeah. We talk a lot about being present and all that stuff. And I had a talk with Joey about that. Like that it's good that he notices that time goes by fast. Mm-hmm. I was like, and sometimes because we all get excited for stuff, Like I think the first time that I noticed that when you're excited for something, like that time goes by really fast. Mm-hmm. And I think I first noticed that with football. With like the football season with the NFL, because I love football so much that the football season is from September to like the end of January, February. So before that, like I'm looking forward to it and I'm like, oh, I can't wait. Like there's no football on. It's like the dark days of the freaking year because there's no football and you're just looking forward to it so much. And then September comes and the games start and before you know it, it's freaking February. Or it's January and they're in the playoffs and the Super Bowl's coming, but you miss out on everything because you're just looking forward so much. Like you miss out on all of summer because like, I can't wait till September when they start playing again,
Yes.
And some people, and that's kind of sad, like over a fucking game. You know what I mean? Like the NFL is fun, football's fun, but to freaking be wasting, like looking forward to it and then like time's going by, And I explained that to Joey.
During that time, what did your life look like?
You know what? Football might have been one of the happy things that I would look forward. That's the things you look forward to it. Yeah.
Because how do you feel about football today?
True. I guess it's kind of like work, right? Like if you don't. Like you enjoy your work, but when you're at work, you're at work. And that shit it drags, right?
Well, it depends.
And it's kind of like work and the weekend. Mm-hmm. Like the weekend goes by so freaking fast and then the week goes by so slow. You know what I mean? Because you're looking forward to the weekend.
Right.
And then before you know it, it's over. But you got to enjoy everything in between.
Right. But back then, you weren't so focused on living in the now.
No.
And what I mean by that is being present.
Football was like a distraction. Like where you could just kind of, I could worry about football and not worry about anything else.
Right. So at work, now it seems like you have learned a lot from your new position, right? So it's not as stressful and it's not as...
I'm more comfortable with it a little bit more than I was before.
Right. So every day, and this is this is me. Like, this is how I look at things, even the things that I don't enjoy doing. It's being grateful for what I'm capable of doing. Let me give you an example. Okay, I enjoy going to the gym, so that's not really a good one for me. What don't I? Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to say cooking, because that's not something that I enjoy doing. And that's not something that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
But doing it together
is better.
When we cook,
it's more fun.
I'm spending time with you.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I didn't even think I shared this. Last week, I think it was, I was having an off day, right? I was in my own head, right? Because I'm starting a new coaching business, and a lot of times
it's a lot of thinking going on.
Something new, right? Like change is, difficult at times. And a lot of times you'll have like unuseful thoughts. What if I don't, what if I'm not happy with it? Or what if I fail? Or what if, right?
You're doubting it before it's even started.
Right. But I felt anxious. That's what it was.
Okay.
And because I'm at the beginning stages. And so anyways, I was in my own head that day. And you and I had started cooking in the kitchen. And you went outside to start the grill because you were going to grill hamburgers.
Yeah.
And so while I'm having these thoughts, I caught myself because I started to feel, I was starting to feel overwhelmed. And I caught myself. And so instead of thinking of the future of how things are going to go, I started to be more present with what was happening in the moment. And so I remember looking out the window and I looked at you and I was just thinking to myself, like, I have an amazing husband, and I see you and you caught me looking at you and you looked back at me and you just smiled.
Yeah.
And then I started to sit in gratitude of where I am today, the family, the kids, just everything.
Yeah. And
you walk back into the house and you come up to me and you give me a hug and I'm hugging you and I told you I've already won.
Yeah.
Like, I've already won. What am I scared of? Even if the coaching business didn't do well, whatever it may be, like, I've already won.
Yeah.
And I told you that. And you're like, I know.
That's good. Yeah, it's just extra, right? And you were saying like the things that you don't like to do, and we're talking about Thanksgiving and everything. And there was something that I was thinking during Thanksgiving, like, and it's weird because it just kind of came to me and I told Joey, but we've been talking about it lately and it's like we want to fight so much the challenges. We want to fight them. We want to fight the struggles. We don't want to suffer.
Right.
And fuck, man, like it just kind of came to me and it's nothing. I mean, it's nothing like profound, like, oh my God, wow, did you really think of that? But it's like when you hear something for the fucking 1,000th time and it's like, finally, maybe I should just give in or whatever. And I was just kind of thinking, that I'm thankful for challenges and obstacles that are going to make me better. Like just trying to stay in that mentality, being thankful for challenges and obstacles that are going to make me better, that are going to make me stronger, that'll help me overcome more things in the future. Instead of like dreading it and fucking fighting it,
right.
You know?
Give in to it, surrender.
But it's not even surrendering. It's just knowing that you're gaining strength from it.
When you and I talk about the past, the things that we've been able to overcome as individuals and as together, right?
Yeah.
When we talk about those times, it brings joy to us.
Yeah.
And we tend to forget about the struggle because of where we're at today.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's something that I have to get better at, because challenges, that's the only thing that's guaranteed is that more challenges are coming. That's maybe that's where like part of depression comes from. I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know, because well, you know what? Like I kind of look at Joey sometimes, like our son, where he struggles with challenges. Mm-hmm. And we see how hard it is. And I get it. Like we both, I think everybody fucking gets it. Nobody likes challenges. Nobody likes to constantly, I tell you all the time, sometimes it's just fucking exhausting when it's just one thing after another, another. Like the fucking hits keep coming. But you fucking just got to line them up and knock them down one after another. And then when you feel like you said, you just got to give in. Keep fucking fighting.
It's hard to teach that to your kids. It's hard to teach that to your kids. You can explain it, but until they go through it and witness it and recognize it, it's hard to explain that to them.
Yeah.
But by sharing our stories of things that we've been able to overcome and reminding them, even though Joey's only 11, he's had some challenges.
Yeah.
Riding a bike, his hoverboard,
Jiu-jitsu,
transforming the Transformers, right? Yeah. Math, which now
he's gotten way better at.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's reminding him and reminding yourself of the things that you have overcome to get to where you are today. And I think you're right when it comes to depression. If you are living every day the same as you've been for years, waking up in the morning, going to a job that you hate, coming home, making dinner, watching the news. You have no goals in place. You're just living.
It's that autopilot.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's what it is. And we've lived there before.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of times, how you can recognize, this is what we mean by autopilot. If you at times don't remember how you got home or got to work, you understand? Like, it's like you're like, holy shit, your mind was elsewhere while you were driving. And it's like, damn, I think it's more,
I think it's that, but for the week.
That's just an example.
What the hell happened this week?
Exactly. What did I do? But it's just doing the same thing over and over again. You know, it's not having any goals for the future.
Yeah.
It's just doing the same thing from sun up to sundown. and not feeling accomplished.
Yeah. I think that's just something people have to do. We just always have to be working towards something.
Having a hobby in place is
like something.
People
need things to work towards. It seems, no matter what. Because when you stop doing that, it's all over. We've talked about it before where couples or old couples or somebody stops working.
They stop
They
growing.
don't last much longer after that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But teaching the kids that is leading us, showing them, but also talking to them, which I haven't talked to them about. They know that I'm starting the coaching business, but I haven't really talked to them about like the inner,
the challenges, the struggle, what you're thinking
of doing something new, like going from one business to the next. Right? I've been working on, growing this business for 4 years.
Now you're switching gears.
Now it's time to move.
Right.
And talking to them about that, like what I'm going through, and
it's change. It's all change. It's all new.
Yep.
It's crazy because it's like you want to, if you think about like doing something or starting something, it's like a path, like walking down a path. But right now you're trying to clear a path.
Right.
You're looking at a jungle and you're trying to clear a path because there is no path. And that shit's kind of overwhelming.
It's going towards the unknown.
Right.
It's like you've been in a relationship for 20 years. This is the man that you've been with, done everything with, but it's just not healthy. Right? It's a relationship that hasn't been healthy. And you know that it hasn't been healthy for you, and you've tried everything. Went to counseling, did everything you could to save this marriage, this relationship. But you know that it's going nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's time to move on. But to take that leap of not knowing what's on the other side when you've been with someone for so long, and taking that leap of faith.
Yeah.
And you never know until you do it.
Yeah, we do it every once in a while. You just have to think back at moments where we've done it before. Everybody has, it's that cookie jar.
Yes.
Everybody has successes where they didn't think they were going to do something, or it was something new for them and then they figured it out, or they overcame the challenge or whatever, You just got to constantly be like, think about those things and like set up new challenges and new things to overcome. But when you do that, there's more suffering coming.
Yes. But that's
and
life.
It's a cycle. It's freaking nuts.
It is just like parenting, right?
Yeah.
We had this, we've just started having like family meetings.
Kind of like we've always talked to the kids.
Always,
and like there's always times where we'll sit down together and have a talk with the kids or whatever. But just last week, you kind of just mentioned it while we were having dinner one day at the table, and it's like, it's not like a huge difference or a big surprise thing because we always sit down and have dinner together, and we're always having conversations at the table.
Right.
But you just kind of mentioned it like, hey, from now on, like this is where we conduct family business. Sounds like the mafia. This is from now on. Let me see. Where's that?
It's so cute though because
from now on, this is where we're gonna conduct our family business.
Yeah.
But like, hey, if something serious is going on, or you're having struggles with something, or you need help with something, like, this is the safe place where you have your sister, you have your brother, you have your mom, you have your dad, you have the people that really care about you, and together we can figure out how to solve each other's problems.
Right.
Like, we're gonna help each other out, and we're gonna help each other figure it out.
Right. What is so funny is because our room was that.
Yeah.
You know that, right? Anytime the kids need to talk to me about something, they ask if they can
come to our room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that's normally what we do. We have our little gatherings on the bed.
Yeah.
But they're a little old, they're older now. And I'm like, well, it's a discussion that we can have at the table.
Yeah.
During dinner or whatever. This is how spoiled our kids are when it comes to us having family dinners. For 2 days, we have been outside.
Yeah.
Getting ready for Christmas. So decorating. It's been so fun.
Yeah. Like for those of you that know, like that have been listening for a little while, we talk about Halloween. Like Halloween is big in our neighborhood, and they do the lights back and forth across all the houses, and they set up all the houses for Halloween. And it's like a huge thing. We had like thousands of people here. And like now for Christmas, it's moving to another level.
Right.
And everybody's getting involved now in this neighborhood, and everybody's stepping their game up.
It's so fun.
The news trucks, they're going to be flying drones over our neighborhood to like take pictures and videos. They're going to be broadcasting from our street. And so we're just kind of like getting things ready for Christmas.
I need to get back to the table thing because I was talking about Joey and having a tough conversation, and then we jumped to this.
Okay.
But anyways, we haven't been, normally we have breakfast on the weekends. Like, I made breakfast today, but normally Saturday mornings we have breakfast. We'll make lunch together. We'll have dinner together, all that good stuff, right? But we've been so busy that the kids pretty much have been doing their own thing.
Well, busy in a fun way, because it's been like Friday, Saturday, today's Sunday that we're recording. And for the last few days, like all the kids are out in the neighborhood.
It's been a party.
All the parents are out decorating houses. The kids are running up and down the street.
I was drinking a mimosa yesterday at 10 o'clock in the morning.
We were talking to the neighbor.
My neighbor comes over, right? Yeah. She comes over with a mimosa, and I'm like, ooh. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
No coffee. Mimosa first thing in the morning.
Yep. So, that's how it's been the last few days.
Yeah. So the kids haven't, we haven't had, we've been eating out, like dinner. Yeah. Go and buy and then bring back. And today I asked the kids, are you guys missing breakfast and dinners?
At home?
At home. They're like, yes. Yeah, because they've been like, during the day, they go in and make themselves something. Anyways, so we were having a conversation, with Joey, having those tough conversations that we adults don't even like to have. Right? When we're having a difference or a challenge with a family member or even your significant other, just being able to have those
a coworker, a friend,
being able to have those tough conversations. And while we're at the table, I was talking to Adriana because he sees his older sister. I'm sure he sees her as she's got it all together.
Yeah.
And Joey's having just a difficult situation or some differences with one of his friends, and
he's got some feelings that he needs to figure out how to work out or how to interpret them correctly, so that he can work them out.
Right.
And also, he doesn't have experience dealing with friends, like dealing with situations with friends. Kind of like I talked about a few episodes ago with Audrey and her friends, like dealing with new boyfriends and relationships. It's like, hey, you suck at relationships.
Right.
Because you haven't been in any.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's also something you have to learn. And dealing with friends and people, you have to learn that.
And as parents, though, you don't think about this.
Right.
You don't think about having these conversations with your kids to teach them, to show them, to help them through it. And instead, they're looking up videos on YouTube or talking to friends their own age, trying to get advice from other kids that don't have wisdom. They don't have the experience, because like I never really even thought about having this conversation in the past. Do you understand? Like our kids are going to go through some tough times with some relationships, and we needed to teach them, how to handle having these tough conversations, because most us adults avoid having those conversations. So instead, we just look the other way and never call the person or never talk to the person. And now you just lost a really good relationship because you didn't have the balls.
Because you want to avoid the suffering. And then inside, you don't feel good.
Right.
Just like everything else.
And you have to live with that.
It's something it's eating you up inside.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
But it's teaching our little ones as well how to communicate.
Yeah. How to express themselves.
Right. And to be brave, to have the courage to have these conversations. And us doing what we're doing is going to help him in the future and help her in the future to have these conversations. And so, Joey's going through this and Audrey's sitting next to me and I'm like, hold up, Audrey. I'm like, I remember you having a very similar situation with one of your friends. And I reminded her about the situation and I'm like, and what did you do? She avoided the situation. She just completely stopped talking to her. And then I recognized it. I'm like, hey, where's so-and-so? And then Audrey decided to open up to me and tell me what had happened. And I'm like, well, did you talk to her about it? She's like, no. I'm like, so you just dismissed her and you're avoiding her?
I think that's a common thing. Because I remember when I was a kid, like if there was a girl or a boy, whatever, if there was a problem, the easiest thing to do is just stop talking to them.
Right.
And it's over.
So,
but it's the same thing. It's it's unfinished business that's
exactly.
It's lingering.
And you learn nothing. If you don't move forward you learn nothing and you're living with this embarrassment, this guilt, whatever it is.
Right, yeah.
So anyways, when I had that talk with Adriana, I'm like, hey, that's not fair to her.
To your friend.
She probably, to your friend. She probably is unaware that she made you feel that way.
Yeah.
And instead of you just having a conversation with her, and two, it's teaching them how to have that conversation, coming from love, coming from respect, right?
Yeah.
Teaching them how to have a conversation.
And you know what the good thing is when you do that kind of stuff? Because as adults, I'm sure those of you that are listening, if you're not somebody that just deals with conflict, when you're having a situation with somebody, to just go up and be like, hey,
I heard you were talking shit.
You like talking shit, huh? Damn it. I was trying to figure out when to fucking bring it in. Oh, that's an inside joke right there. You like talking shit, huh? That's how you approach people.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
Anyway, we'll let you guys
love you, Mom.
So that damn it. No, okay.
Having those hard conversations.
Yeah, most adults don't like that feeling. You know what I mean?
Yes.
No one does. I'll give you guys an example. I remember when I was at work, there was somebody that you guys know, when you work in a place where everybody, you're on a team and everybody has to kind of pull their own weight, right? There's always people that are slackers, just like everything. There's the freaking 80-20 rule or whatever. But for me, a lot of times, I was like, well, I do my best to do a good job, and I would get sometimes, or at least I would see some of the jobs, and maybe I had a harder job or whatever. It doesn't matter. But I would notice that sometimes the people that wouldn't pull their weight would also be the people that were fucking complaining.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then one time I heard somebody was talking shit that I wasn't helping out the team or whatever. But I knew for a fact, I wouldn't help them with their work, but I would always make sure that my stuff was done and that nobody was picking up after me. Because that's another thing that I see as being a team player is that you handle your fucking business. You know what I mean? If that's your shit, and you handle it. And if you can help other people out, you help them out. Great. Shit happens. People fall behind, whatever. And you can help out your team. But if people just aren't pulling their weight just because, I got a problem with that. And I'm not going to go out of my way to help them either. So one time somebody was talking shit or saying something, and it was one of those things I have to work with them and see them every day. And you have that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something that just had to be handled. And the thing that you notice is that when you walk up to the person, or when I walked up to them, I'm like, hey, what's been going on? Like somebody, or I overheard from somewhere that you had a problem with this and that. And then we talk about it or whatever. And I remember one time somebody said something, and I'm like, why didn't you just come talk to me? Why do you have to go talk to other people about it? I was like, if I had a problem with you, I would come to you and talk to you about it. And at the end of that, it was like, you know what? I'm sorry, whatever. And we were fine from that moment forward. But then when it happens again and you handle it and it happens again, you start to realize that the thing that you were dreading the most wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, because you made up a story.
You thought it was going to, you thought it was going to be this huge fucking conflict, right? Which it could be, depending on how you approach the situation. But a lot of times, if you just kind of try to address it and not be confrontational, which some people, you like talking shit, huh? Like some people, I mean, that's just how they do it, you know? But it's not going to be as bad as you thought it was. That reminds me of that Jocko book, Mikey and the Dragons. This is a great book for kids that it's a picture book by Jocko Willink. He's a Navy SEAL. And it's, you guys can find it on Amazon. If you guys buy it through our link, we'll tell you about that here in a second. But it's a great book that teaches kids about making things bigger in their head than they're actually going to be.
That's what we all do.
You know, and that's the thing, is that you think that you're going to approach this person, it's going to be this conflict, and it's going to be this huge blow up fucking thing. A lot of times it doesn't turn out to be that way. And that's what I started noticing is I would have that feeling and I would have a situation and just go fix it, or call the person, or do this. And we talk about it and it's over. Or we work out a plan and we're moving forward, whatever. But it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Right. And you get more comfortable with it.
Right. So, you know, we had the conversation, you know, with Joey about having those tough conversations.
Yeah.
And we shared with him our own experience. We shared with him, Audrey shared her own experience with him as well. And so, you know, hopefully he does the right thing, which he's over there now. So hopefully, you know, he does the right thing and has, you know, that conversation, you know, with his friend. But it all starts at home.
Yeah.
You know, you want your kids to be able to come to you and talk to you about things that are going on at school or just in their life. And it doesn't matter how tough the conversation is. It all starts with us.
Yeah, true.
You know, like I know at times it can be difficult, especially, you know, if you're two parents working full-time jobs, to have the time to create that safe place or whatever it may be. But trust me, you don't want society raising your kids, or
you want them coming to you and you giving them the correct answers for stuff.
Right.
You know,
and there's times where we make mistakes and we talk to the kids about it.
Yeah.
You know, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this, or I led you the wrong way, blah, blah, whatever it may be. But that
was my mistake. That was my bad. You know? Yeah.
Yep.
So, we were just talking about, you got anything else before we move on? So I was going to get into the ads and then we can kind of go into something else. So, go ahead.
No, I don't think so.
All right. So make sure you guys go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. Share it with the people that you know. Like we mentioned before, if you give it a second, our resource list pops up. You can enter your name and email and you can download that. And it'll have all the books, podcasts, videos, all that stuff that help, kind of change our way of thinking or open our mind to stuff. And it'll help us stay in touch with you guys. But also, if you guys, when you go to our website, you'll see all of our social media at the top. You can follow us everywhere at Opposite Pod on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. All of it is at Opposite Pod. You can find us, or you can just search Opposites Attract Podcast anywhere on Google, wherever you're at, and you'll find us. And you can support the show by clicking the Support the Show link. And when you click the Support the Show link, you'll see the Amazon link. When you click through that and you do your regular shopping, if you want to pick up that Mikey and the Dragons book for a little kid for Christmas, that's an awesome gift. Yes. That any of the Jocko Willink kids books, the Way of the Warrior Kid. Those are awesome. Definitely suggest giving those because they have great lessons. But if you do it through our link, it'll help out the show. We get a little kickback. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it'll help us out and help us buy lights and microphones and all that stuff.
That good stuff.
And you'll also see a link to Trust Inc., which I don't even know if that's if we're signing. Are we still doing the notary thing? Who the hell knows? Stay tuned because shit's changing. But if you guys want to still support the show, you guys can do that through Buy Me a Coffee.
Yes. Keep going, babe.
And that is a way that you guys can buy us a virtual coffee, a virtual drink. Or you could do it on a monthly basis. If you want to support the show on a monthly basis, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/oppositepod.
You do so well with all the advertisements.
And I felt like there was something else that I was going to say.
And if you would like to buy us a coffee
I just said that.
Or an alcohol beverage, you can.
Are you freaking serious, dude?
It was
You're fired.
Yoke. It was a yoke.
If you guys want to give us a call, if you want to send us a message, if you want to let Sonja know that she's doing an ad that I just did 2 seconds ago, you guys can call us at 480-331-9846. If you want to send us any questions, you have anything that you want to ask us, that you want us to answer on the show, if you want to be anonymous, you don't have to leave your name, and we'll play it on the show and answer your questions, but you can do that at 480-331-9846.
Yay.
So, it's Christmas time.
It is.
I mean, it's not even December yet, but
you better not be talking shit.
In our neighborhood, it is Christmas time.
Oh, it is.
Like we've been saying, it's been crazy. Like we've been at the stores buying lights and doing all that stuff, and it's been fun.
Yes. So I decided that we were gonna go with the Nutcracker theme.
Yeah.
Oh, it's looking super cool.
Yeah,
it's looking really good. Yes.
Yeah, we got some stuff that's coming in today that we're gonna go set up.
Mm-hmm.
So we still got some work to do. We'll be posting pictures on social media and stuff once we're done. But yeah.
Yeah. So we are getting her done.
But it's been a fun process, and
you guys don't understand. Okay, so Miguel has grown so much.
Thanks, babe. you like
Go ahead. What? Say it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What you got to say?
I am, when it comes to the holidays,
yeah.
I just go all out. Being with Miguel, I've calmed down a bit because you haven't been all that.
Okay.
Right? Like you keep me
in check. I'm just saying.
I'm going to kick your ass. You like talking shit, huh?
You like talking shit, huh?
Like I would go all out. So, before Miguel, I had like a single story home, and I had 2 Christmas trees in a single story home.
Sonja would decorate her car. We'll just say that.
I would decorate my windows in my car, all that good stuff. I'm very festive, okay? And so, Miguel came along, right? He channeled in some of that excitement, and now he's giving in.
Well, look,
he's what
I'll say.
What?
I've never been. You can't say like I haven't been into it. Like I've never.
He's not a Scrooge, but he's talking shit when he's putting stuff up. Let's just say it. Let's just say that.
For one, maybe there's a little resentment deep inside or whatever. I'm just saying. Because I always wanted fucking lights. I always wanted Christmas trees and Halloween shit, and I never got it.
Aw.
And now
you got it, baby.
I have kids that I can put up Halloween shit, but the thing is that I'm not fucking doing it for myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing it for you guys. You should be out here fucking helping, is what I'm saying. But instead they're inside or they're out doing. It's like just leave the parents out there fucking. It's like, hey, this is for you guys.
And that's normal.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. In our neighborhood, I mean, you see all of us adults are out and we all have something in our hand.
Right.
Right. Our neighborhood.
So it's not that bad.
Dudes walking with a beer, like never empty-handed.
Everybody's getting trashed.
And we're enjoying it. We're
Yeah,
having a good old time. And the kids are out in the front just playing on their bikes
Well,
and
I'm saying,
skateboarding or skating
what
and
I'm
Nerf
saying
guns.
this is different, though, because that's this neighborhood. I'm talking about before in our other neighborhood where, like, everybody, yes, you put up, decorations or whatever, but it's not like a coordinated event like we have here.
Right.
You know? But still, it was like, all right, it's Christmas time. And it's like, oh, let's go get the Christmas. Like, they would be excited to. It's like they're excited for us to go do all the shit. Yeah. That's what it was. And I'm like, hey, what the fuck? So it's not like I wasn't going to do it because every year, I do it. I do it when it's supposed to be done.
But you're not happy doing it this year.
Well, guess what? The kids don't get to see that shit because they're not around.
But I'm with you, man.
But this
and
is
I'm
different.
enjoying it. No, that's what I'm saying.
We're having fun.
Like, it's different this year. Like,
it's like
you're enjoying it. Like, you're into it.
Yeah.
You were fluffing. You were on your hands and knees. I was having fun watching Miguel. There was this part, I don't know, this
patch of grass.
Yes, that Miguel had to get
fake
snow on,
down on the grass.
and he lays down and he's doing a plank, and I'm like looking at him, and the neighbors are with us, and I'm like, damn, babe, I think you missed a spot. Can you go a little further up?
Yeah.
But we're having a good old time. So
fun.
we bought these large ornament, like this blow up ornament set, and we have a joke going on, that Miguel likes to play with his balls. So the neighbors will come by. Hey,
I put
Miguel.
my balls outside. Everybody can see them.
But no, you've gotten this year. You're enjoying it, and it makes me feel good because you feel good.
I go with the flow. This is the thing. I told one of the guys yesterday, one of our neighbors. Well, for one, on a different note, real quick, we were kind of talking about like old neighborhoods and then living here. And I was even telling him yesterday that we have to like recognize that even in this neighborhood, like this isn't normal shit. Like this is a pretty special thing that we get to be a part of.
Right.
Because this doesn't like people that live how we live on the next block over don't do this.
That's true.
And they live in our neighborhood.
That's true. That's true. It's cool because when you were down on all four,
when I was on my hands and knees,
we were managing.
Yeah.
And our neighbor was like, yeah, this is, what did he say? This isn't the norm. He's like, especially when you come from the bottom and now we're here. Exactly. He said that.
Yes, but what I was trying to say is that even for people that are here,
right,
this isn't normal. Like you have to recognize like what this is.
Right.
Because the next block over doesn't have this. And they live in our neighborhood. Right. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That people are like, that's why I'm like, hey, let's do something or put something because people are going to come by. And like, this is going to be that memory for them. And we're part of it.
Right.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have a very cool neighborhood.
Damn it. There was something that I was going to go back to and I forgot now about the lights and all that.
On all four?
No. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Getting everything set up and
as I mentioned, these are memories that the kids are going to have with them forever.
Yeah. It's fun.
Having the neighborhood kids around and their parents around and all of us just like hanging out and enjoying each other's time. Yeah. We're setting some high expectations for them though. Audrey said she's going to live here until she can find a neighborhood like ours.
I don't blame her.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, the expectations that they're going to have when they move into a house.
It would be hard to leave here, like with the neighborhood the way it is. And yeah, not that we're thinking about it, but yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good stuff.
So there was something that I wanted to talk about. I've been training jiu-jitsu for a little while, kind of staying busy. The only thing that freaking sucks is like, just like everything we talk about, the challenges, it just doesn't stop. And I try to get on a roll, and I have been, and then I pulled my calf, which is like, for me, I don't enjoy working out that much, but I can force myself to like run and do certain things. And that's something that's easy for me. But I pulled a muscle in my calf, and now I'm struggling with that. But the other day we went to like an early morning jiu-jitsu class.
That was cool.
And when I was there, it was like on a Friday. And when I was there,
it was Thanksgiving Day, dude.
No. This was before that.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there, and I had taken the Friday off, so I went to an early class, and there's some of the guys there that we don't normally get to see because they go in the morning. And we're training, and I see one of the kids there. And I'm like, one of the guys from the class, he's like, hey, aren't you supposed to be in school? And he's like, yeah, well, I got football, or he had like weight training and then wrestling or whatever, first couple classes in the morning. He's like, so I asked if I could come to jiu-jitsu instead, and then I'll go to school after. And his parents were like, yeah, cool. But he's missing school to do jiu-jitsu. And then the guy that I was training with, he was like, yeah. He's like, I would do the same thing. He's like, sometimes I just don't see all the things that they're learning in school. He's like, I just don't get it. And me and you have been talking about this a lot lately.
Right.
It's like, I agree. Like, I don't get it either. Like, most of the stuff just doesn't apply to life. I mean,
and there's so much more that they're learning.
The stuff that they're learning, or that the stuff that they need to learn, they struggle learning. They're not learning. It's hard to learn. I don't know. And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, sometimes these experiences are better. And most of the time, we're teaching them the stuff that's going to be important for them in life anyway.
Right.
So let them have the experiences. But it's just been a struggle, like with school. And it's so disappointing. Just like,
yeah,
the entire freaking, just every angle, every way that you look at school and the education system in this country, or at least in our fucking state, it is sad. I mean, sad's not even the word for it. I don't understand. But
I think even the teachers that are teachers, when they made the decision to become a teacher, there was more behind it. They wanted to make a difference. They wanted to be that teacher. But when you are in a system that is laid out for you and you can only do so much, your hands are tied. And it's hard to understand it unless you are a teacher. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Unless you are a teacher. Because we're on the outside looking in. It's kind of like, okay, there you are working for Boeing. And there's certain things, let's not get into, too much, but your hands are tied. You are not the owner. You are the employee. And you have to do exactly what is written in.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that recently. And that is true. But at the end of there have been times where I'm asked to do something. And the answer is no. Yeah, I'm an employee or whatever, but the answer is no. I'm not doing that.
Right.
Or something needs to be done. And it's like, guess what? We're doing that. Whether you want to do it or not. We're going to do it because that's how it's supposed to be done.
This is what I've learned.
But the difference is that my reason is that people trust me with their life. And if something happens, I go to prison. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as a teacher, you are also kind of entrusted with people's lives. Like, you're teaching them the foundational stuff. And I think that, like you said, there's a system that they're handcuffed, they're tied.
Right.
But that should always be the foundation, is teaching them the shit that they need to be ready for life. That should be the ultimate question every fucking time when it comes to school.
The problem is that we all don't learn the same. And they teach one way, the way they are given to teach. You understand?
Yes.
This is the way you're going to teach. And if you go outside this box, there's going to be...
That's a good point.
Do you understand, though?
That's a good point.
Because I don't learn the way... Like, I know I am more hands-on.
Yes. But I'll give you a good example. In my job, I am expected to do something, right? Mm-hmm. They give me a job and they say, here, do this. There may be a lot of different ways to do it, but it needs to get done.
Right.
If it doesn't get done, I'm going to have to suffer consequences.
Right.
Whatever the skills are that I need to acquire to do this job, which it could be a bunch of different ones, that's on me to figure out, because my job is to get this job done. Like, I'll say like sheet metal work. If they gave me a bunch of sheet metal work to install, or a bunch of parts that I need to install on a helicopter, my technique might be different than the next guy's technique. But I have to do that. And as a teacher, that is your job. You should know that there are different ways of teaching. Ultimately, you have to teach them. They have to know this. That's part of your job. Mm-hmm. I need a bunch of different skills to be able to do what I do. So should teachers.
Right. So your godmother is a teacher.
Yeah.
And we hired a tutor for Joey, who's also a teacher, a retired teacher. And I had this conversation with them that you and I have had.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because, our kids, your kids as well, are in school 7 hours a day.
Yeah.
And there's one way that's being taught. And some kids that don't learn the way they're teaching are going to have challenges, and they're going to have struggles. And if you have your child in a public school, there's going to be 25 to 30 students in one classroom with one teacher.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, in that situation, we as parents, it falls back on the parents.
Yeah.
To entrust the teachers to teach our kids 100% is scary, because of the dynamic of how they are teaching and how large the classrooms are. Yeah. So regardless, as a parent, I'm going to take responsibility for my child regardless, because that's the type of parent I am.
Yeah.
But I do understand. And if you want them to have a better education, then there's private school, where you're paying for a smaller classroom. You're paying for that sometimes one-on-one.
Yeah.
And it sucks that it's that way. But I'll be damned if I'm just going to not do anything.
Yeah. And it sucks because it's like bashing on the teachers or whatever, but it's not just the teacher. Like, yes, that should be part of what you're taught in college, is different teaching techniques. You know what I mean? Like, I have the skills to do all kinds of different types of sheet metal work.
Right.
All the different techniques. I had to fucking learn that shit for my job. That's what they should be teaching in college for teachers. How to teach all different types of students. If you have a fucking class with 30 kids, how could you even begin to teach a class with 30 kids that have different teaching styles?
Right.
And then schools on top of that, like, this is aside from that. Schools get money, extra money.
Right.
when they have kids in IEPs, in special needs, special ed. Now, that's an incentive to have more kids in special ed. And maybe that's a good thing, but I can tell you that our son has had an IEP, has had help with reading, and I don't know what the hell's been going on because he has made zero progress almost in school.
Yes, he has.
In school, babe, for as long as he's had this extra help, we've been struggling with helping him read and write here at home the entire time. That is unacceptable. And that is part of the school,
right?
Like the system.
I also know, that he does not like to read, but it could be because it's challenging for him.
That's fine. They should teach a class on that in college. That's part of teaching.
Yeah.
You're a professional.
And you have to realize too, and this isn't an excuse, it's just having empathy, because those that are teaching our children, our future, don't get paid what they should be.
Right.
But they go in it from the beginning knowing what their income is going to be. But I feel that our teachers,
they should make a lot
more
more
money. Who are teaching our children should get paid more. They should be receiving the same income that attorneys,
the whole thing,
and doctors.
The whole thing needs to be like looked at and done over.
Right.
I agree. Entire fucking education system.
I agree.
Because I think, I don't know, one way that competition is not bad. Anytime that the government like takes over something, they fuck it up. They fuck it up real good.
So you guys don't forget to go to the resource list. Put
Give us your name and
email, because I'm telling you, we may just be taken off of YouTube and everywhere else.
You never
because
know.
Miguel.
It could happen at any moment. I'm just saying, look at TSA. Go
to our website, fill out the resource list so we have your contact information.
Look at TSA. Like when you're traveling. I travel quite a bit. And you know what? I noticed here in Arizona, in Phoenix, at the airport that we have here, our TSA is awesome. But when you fly into other fucking places, TSA has zero competition. They're security for the airport. So it's not like you can go hire another security company. This is it. So you know how they fucking treat people? Like this is it. Like I already fucking told you to take your shoes off pretty much. Like, yes, you take your shoes off, even though in every airport it's fucking different. Right. You take shit out of your bag, you leave shit in the bag. I already told you got to take your tablets out, get all the lotions and all this fucking. It's like, dude, calm the fuck down. Like,
right.
We just bought my company just bought like a next day ticket because we have an emergency, spent $1,500, and you're gonna treat me like shit? Why? Because there's zero competition. They don't have to do shit for anybody.
Right.
Because you can't tell me nothing, I'm not getting fired.
Right.
Same thing goes with the schools. But if instead there was like, you could get a credit or whatever, I don't know. But if schools were competing with each other where kids could go where they wanted, where you paid or whatever, then guess what? I'm going to look for the best value for my money, where they're actually teaching shit that's important. And I'm going to put my kid in that school. And that school is going to do very well. Their teachers are probably going to get paid well because they do a good job. And the parents are willing to pay that money.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe that's a solution or part of the solution. I don't know. But something needs to get freaking done.
No, I agree. 100%. 100%.
But it's all the way around. Like, I don't know if the money's getting to the schools the way it should be. Because like we said, when the government gets involved, they also like to take their cut and spend shit on whatever the hell they're going to spend stuff on. October comes around, we got all this money laying around. Better make sure we spend it or else we won't get it again next year. That's government shit.
Right.
Companies don't do that. They're looking at ways to save money so they can reinvest and make more money.
Right.
Yep. Government fucks up everything they touch. Make sure
Babe,
you guys give us your name and email on that resource list.
Wow, it's already been an hour, babe.
Yeah. Hey,
What?
Real quick.
What you got? We've
been talking about your coaching stuff, and I've been watching a lot of stuff on, not a lot, but I've been seeing things lately on YouTube about like VR and like augmented reality and all these different things. And I was just kind of thinking about your coaching program and like if in the future, because obviously I think for you, when you coach somebody or when you're coaching with somebody, you want to, like, number one would probably be to be in person with them. Right? Yes. So that you can kind of sit across from them and feel their emotion and all that kind of stuff. What do you think about, like, I already know where you're going with this. VR in the future.
That would be awesome for my coaching, because people that live in a different state, that can't be in person.
What if even you could use it as a tool? Mm-hmm. Like that could be like, if you really think about like the future of that shit could be like the fucking Matrix. That could be kind of crazy. Right. Where like if you want to take somebody through their memories or something like that, like, hey, let's face some of these problems that you've got. Like Scrooge? The movie? Yeah. What do you think about that?
That'd be nuts. That would be that'd be really cool. But scary at the same time, because if I could do that with coaching, imagine what other people are using that for.
You'd be like Morpheus. Oh, the first thing they're using that for is porn. That's the first thing. That's
and of course, that comes from a man,
I'm just saying, that's how technology advances. Dudes want to beat off, and then they're like, how can we make this better and more realistic?
Get a wife. Get into a relationship.
True.
Problem solved.
Damn, I can't get to the freaking sound.
Anyways, guys.
And with that, we're going to get back to putting up lights and editing podcasts. And all that. And we'll let you guys know what's happening. Make sure you guys go to our website, oppositesattractpodcast.com. You can send us your information so that we can stay in touch. And you can share it with the people that you know so that you can help us out. Yes. And we appreciate you guys listening.
Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. And thank you for watching Opposites Attract Podcast,
where we get better
together. Bye.